Jeremy, let's talk about some e-commerce strategy failures you've experienced in your career.
Yep.
What are some of the different types of e-commerce that you've worked with?
That's a good question. When it comes to e-commerce, you need to look at it in like four scenarios. You have e-commerce that is exclusively D2C, direct to consumer, and some of them are new. They don't have brand equity. You have e-commerce stores that have brand equity. They're not necessarily direct to consumers. They have their own store, but they also work with other retailers to distribute their brand. And then you have e-commerce stores that have a presence globally and they have online presence, and then you have the ones that are regional and they also have offline presence. So it differs. Some are high premium luxury retailers, some are just average, and some are cheap, like
Different scope and complexity.
exactly. Some of them are just like Primark and Poundland and all those stores that are not. Some of them don't even have an online presence. They just have a brick and mortar presence. So all are retailers, and yeah, some of them need to come online. So that's just retail and e-commerce in a nutshell.
What are some general failures in relation to brand positioning that you've seen?
So with e-commerce, the more established brands have it easier. The failure of, again, it goes to the assumption of those new D2C to assume that, oh, because we throw money at Google Ads or paid advertising, you can easily just take people straight from awareness, consideration to then make that purchase. That doesn't happen straight away. And what I've seen from a failure standpoint is starting an e-commerce business and just throwing money at Google Ads and not paying attention to understanding what makes people convert, what information flow they need, what channel they congregate in. So I've seen a lot of failures with that, just assuming that Google Ads would bail you out. The weak brand positioning, not emphasizing that brand positioning enough.
So, would you say then that the failures are related to a lack of awareness or a strategy for building awareness and ability to build trust?
Yeah. The ability to build trust is one thing, because they don't know you if you're a small brand, and even if you're an established brand as well, you still need to convince them. Some people are price sensitive, so they would go for a cheaper option. And yeah, but another thing is with smaller D2C e-commerce brand, some of them don't have enough product catalog. I've worked with some brands in the past that they just have like 2-3 products and they're selling that. After people buy those, how can you encourage them to come back? Sometimes you don't have anything to upsell, cross-sell them. So that limited capacity also impacts the how they build customer lifetime value and repeat purchase, because some of those products, if they buy, they don't need another one for the next couple of months, and then it becomes, you don't have repeat purchase as much as you want to, and there's really no encouragement in some of those industries to do word of mouth marketing. So that's one problem. Another problem that I've also seen is because D2C that don't have a physical location, there's that you can't really have that customer facing perspective that people that have a brick and mortar store have. So your customer experience is limited to just digital, and people kind of undervalue or not appreciate that experience that you get from physical store location. Digital would never replace that, because people, again, you can buy things online, the color and everything is one thing. When it arrives on your web at your house, you just are like, this is not what I ordered, this is not the texture, and then you return it. And in most instances, those brands are forced to refund you in full, and they incur costs from those returns. So that's another failure. If you can, you don't have to have a physical store location, but it's just good to understand that you have to work harder to replicate that that physical store customer experience that online cannot replicate.
What about some of the costs associated with marketing?
Yeah, that's another thing. Increasing cost from Google Ads and all this paid advertising, it's increasing, and the margins are slimming down when it comes to your actual profit margins. So that's another failure when it comes to e-commerce as well. So again, I like to also highlight the cart abandonment. There's always this assumption that you just use retargeting, and there's really no detailed strategy around how can we reduce cart abandonment. How can we bring people that have not completed the purchase, how can we bring them back? There's method to the madness, and you need people like myself to help you with those kind of failures, to make sure that people that land on your website, you're getting using conversion rate optimization, UX and CRM strategies to make sure that you get them back, to make sure that they buy and complete that purchase without being stalky. You don't want to just be stalking people all over the internet. So, and when they don't, that cart abandonment also links to the increasing cost of acquisition. So that's one of the failures that e-commerce store needs to work on. Again, it's difficult to give you all the strategies on how to avoid those failures. So rather than telling you good stories about how we've helped clients in the past, we can also help because we've had failures with some clients and some experiences that we can help your brand and other organizations, e-commerce brands, to avoid those failures. So connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to give you a free audit of your website and help you improve your conversions through UX, email, and CRO. Thank you.